What's up, true SEC fans? I'm getting ready to. I ain't getting ready to do shit. I've already made the broccoli casserole, and I got a turkey that's dry brining in the refrigerator. I'm doing like this. I normally smoke a turkey, but this year I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna do it like a Gordon Ramsay kind of recipe because I really respect him as a chef. So I'm using, believe it or not, that product right there, that Dano's, the green top. It's got orange and lemon zest. It has oregano, all the herbs that you'd want in a bird, and it's not over salty. You can use a bunch of this product. But anyways, I'm doing like you get like 3 sticks of butter. You slightly melt it. You get it at room temperature. You don't want it like liquefied. You want it like softened, and then you mix that rub, and then you coat the bird, and you allow it to sit in the fridge for several days, and then you cook it in the oven. I'm always about smoking birds. I've always done it. I've always, what I'm saying, I've gotten the best results. But this year I was like, you know what? Let's get fancy with the bird. I got a nice turkey. I got a heritage bird. That's the same birds that they give that they serve at the White House. And I said, fuck it, let's do that. Let's do it that way. So, anyways, let's talk about college football right now. Everybody's kind of like, what's going on? I think the SEC shot themselves in the foot by making us too competitive. Look at the SEC right now. We beat each other up. Look at LSU, Alabama. Everybody's like, God damn, man, Alabama's got 3 losses. Y'all don't have the respect for Texas. You're like, well, Texas ain't shit. Tennessee, to me, I thought their schedule was pretty weak this year. I mean, you had 4 games off the rip that weren't shit. You know what I'm saying? You lost to Georgia. But the real attention on the SEC this week is South Carolina versus Clemson. That's a big deal. You got, top 20 programs right here playing in the Southeastern Conference, playing Death Valley and Clemson. That's a huge deal. It's a big, big game. For them not to be playing for college game day, not to choose South Carolina, a lot of people feel it was extremely disrespectful. That big pizza guy, the big time gambler, I can't remember his name. He's from Flournoy. He's that big one bite, that's all reviewer of pizzas. He owns one of the biggest betting companies in the world. And he's like, I can't believe game day did not come to South Carolina. Like, dude, this is a huge, giant, giant game. What game is bigger than what's going on at South Carolina and Clemson? I mean, this is a huge game. Tremendous pressure. I mean, this is big time. It's like whichever team wins is going to be playing in the playoffs. I mean, this is a massive game. Tennessee, I think you're already in there. I don't see Vanderbilt's tough, but I think y'all got a little bit too much defense for them. I really do. I think y'all kind of flunkered around with your offense, but y'all's defense has shown time and time again over the whole entire year that you can win ball games. So I got to give the nod to Tennessee against Vanderbilt. But man, the big game this week, man, hands down, not unbiased. I'm telling you, South Carolina and Clemson, that is a massive game. This is like nuclear. This is like Russia versus the United States. It's huge. For them not to go to choose Texas versus Texas A&M, that's a boo-boo game. That's straight up doo-doo. That's not a good game. When have we saw? I've seen some great games from Texas A&M. They've got that SEC experience. Texas A&M, I mean Texas, I just ain't seeing it. I mean, they're a good team. They're solid. Got a great coach, but they just don't have that grit, that SEC grit that Texas A&M has experienced since they've been in the SEC. That don't mean Texas ain't going to have it. It's just right now they just ain't got it. Yes, they have the talent, but if you're just looking for just sheer, like, chaotic, crazy game, I don't think you can beat the South Carolina Clemson game this year. I just don't. And for them not to choose us for that game is just it's kind of shitty. It is. And there's just so much on the line with that game. It's a huge, giant, super giant game. And they're playing at 12 o'clock, which I'm kind of glad, because if it was a night game, old people will be having heart attacks in the stand. I mean, it's going to be that serious. I've been watching college football for a long time. A lot of you know I played Division I college football for University of South Carolina. I've seen some crazy games. I've played in some crazy games. This is hands down the most. This is hands down like the most balls to the wall. I can't think of a more crazier at stakes game. It's like, if Clemson fucks themselves, if they lose to us, they don't go to the playoffs. If South Carolina wins the game, they can make it to the playoffs. I mean, this game is dead serious. And I don't know, man, it's going to be wild as shit. But let's talk about the SEC. Georgia, y'all are in it. It's going to be Georgia versus, I want to know what the fuck's the deal with Alabama. I mean, come on. I mean, they lost to Oklahoma. I mean, South Carolina just beat the brakes off of them. South Carolina beat the hell out of Texas A&M. We should have beat LSU. We should have beaten Alabama. I don't understand Alabama. I don't even think they should be. I think they need to tuck their tail between their legs and go play at the Gator Bowl and be like, maybe we can do something better next year. They don't need to be in the mix at all. They don't. I've been looking on the forums and watching these guys. I'm like, why are we even talking about these guys? Why? You know what I'm saying? It's your post-era fucking Saban. I don't understand why we're even talking about Alabama. They need to be forgotten about. You got to compete with Georgia and Tennessee. I don't even know who the hell is it in the West. I don't even really give a shit about the SEC championship. I don't give a damn. We know who the best team is in the SEC right now with the record is Georgia. Unfortunately, South Carolina didn't get to play Georgia. We've won 5 games in a row, beat the fuck out of A&M, beat the hell out of them. Vanderbilt beat the shit out of Texas A&M. I don't know what the hell to think about our conference. I think we have set ourselves up for failure because our conference has gotten greedy. They got greedy. They want to put the best teams in there, and now you got pieces of shit like fucking Indiana. You got Ohio State. You got Penn State. You got these teams that's played weak-ass schedules, and they can sneak right the fuck up in there and play a beat-up SEC team that has beat themselves up all year round, and you get to sneak in there and win a championship because we beat ourselves up. I think what the SEC done was dumb. We fucked up. We should not have expanded our conference the way we did. We just shouldn't have. It's stupid. You can clearly see this now. Look how many losses we have in the SEC. We have beat ourselves up. And the only reason why Tennessee doesn't have a worse record, is because your schedule sucked this year. Y'all have a weak schedule. Y'all played 3 teams off the rip. Boop, bop, bop, boop. Off the rip. Suck. Suck teams. You lost to Georgia. You're playing Vanderbilt next week. My thing is this. If you're going to compete and you want to convince the committee that you are a badass, you got to play a tough schedule. And I think that the SEC wanted to keep Tennessee relevant and gave y'all, a couple seasons with just average, records. I mean, average toughness of schedule. South Carolina right now, we're number 4 in the country. Number 4 in toughest schedule. Georgia had the toughest schedule. South Carolina was number 4. I'm floored that we are 8-3. Like damn. I mean, that tells you about our program. But anyways, as y'all know, I don't have the most respect for Tennessee. When we were told to play at Neyland, We were told always keep your helmet on, don't look at the crowd. And the whole entire time during the games, we were getting soaked with Gatorade and Coca-Cola. The fans were always the most disrespectful, very disrespectful. Didn't respect the fans or the players at all. I will tell you Tennessee fans that from day one to the end. I'll never not tell you this. Y'all were the most disrespectful fans. From playing at Ole Miss, Mississippi State, people talk shit about how snooty Florida is. I'm telling you, the worst fans, the worst of the worst, the bottom dwellers of the SEC is Tennessee. Y'all need to get your act together. Stop being so disrespectful to opposing fans and the players. It's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you from my own real world experience as a player and as a fan, y'all are the worst of the worst. The worst. You think this is like something cool to scream and holler, 107,000 fans going bonkers? I'm telling you, y'all are the absolute most disrespectful. You're willing to pimp out your own mothers to win championships. I've been telling y'all this for years, and y'all don't give a damn. All you care about is that Rocky Top. You don't care. You don't give a shit. And I've told y'all before, Knoxville, the city of Knoxville had to pay a $7.2 million settlement to a South Carolina fan that lost her innocent child, 8 months pregnant, from fans going bonkers on her, spitting, kicking, beat the hell out of her post-game by the cabooses. I hate to even bring that shit up. Y'all don't believe nothing, but it's right there in paper. So if y'all want to start winning championships, you want to start being respected again, you got to get your act together. Stop fucking treating fans like shit. Stop treating opposing teams like garbage. And hopefully this game right here, when y'all beat Vanderbilt, show some respect. Don't be jackasses. Over and out.